Well, welcome to the first Star Sports Greyhound Derby Zoom room of 2022. And this is where the build-up really does start to get exciting. I'm pleased to say I've got a great panel today. Lofty, of course, is here to fill us in on the betting. And I've got Damian Matthews from the Brendan Matthews kennel, of course, and we'll be discussing his team, as well as the potential bigger Irish team that are coming to Towcester. And the defending champion, Patrick Janssens, is here. Obviously, Thorn Falcon, hopefully going again, but we'll find out more about that in just a moment. Thank you so much all for joining me. I'm going to come to you first of all, Patrick, because the betting says it's 1-2 for an Irish winner and 6-4 for a Patrick Janssens winner. It wouldn't be much bigger for you to win the Derby again. You must be pretty pleased with how your team is shaping up at this stage.
Yeah, we do, but there's some other English like Kevin Hutton, Sigma Dice and dogs like that, they're good dogs as well, you know what I mean? They can do 29, 20 round Towcester, and yeah, I got quite a good squad really, you know what I mean? And they're shaping up well, so yeah, they're all doing well. And Tom Falcon will have his first trial back this weekend, so he'd be prepared just for the Derby.
How is he, first of all? Let's talk about the defending champion. Of course, Big Bill, dog that we've all grown to really love. How is he and how are you? Obviously, he's been brilliant at Towcester ever since. Absolutely loves the place. How is he in himself?
Oh, he's absolutely bouncing. He's raring to go, really. He's going to have a few sprints and then a few 500, like maybe 1 or 2, and then, the Derby will start by then. So now he's in good form, and yeah, we just laid him out for the Derby. He didn't have a trial or a gallop or nothing really since he last won in the Blue Ribbon final.
He would be one of very few dogs who have gone and won back-to-back derbies. Do you think he has the ability to do that? Do you think he's potentially a better dog this year?
I wouldn't say he's a better dog, but listen, he's my main hope for the dogs I have, in my opinion. I think I've got faster dogs, but at the end of the day, he's been there, he's done it. He very rarely finishes out the first 3. He loves Towcester. He ticks all the boxes really well. The other dogs I have, what will they do when they're behind? What will they do? There's this, if they have a bad draw, this dog, he seemed to handle it all. And yeah, he's in great form. We just fingers crossed we get there.
Well, the shortest price of the UK runners and the shortest of yours is Collier Shadow, who is a 25-1 chance, second in the betting. Tell us about this dog and what you think he could achieve in the Derby.
Yeah, well, I saw him running in Tralee in the juvenile and race stake, and I was very impressed with him, especially split to the third bend. He done a good time. He's out the mother of Buckhurst Belly with Rugby Sydney. I've done a deal with Noel Hare. We bought the dog. He come over to Towcester. He got marked up. Trial a week later. He done a phenomenal trial, 1573. And a week later, he done 1562. And if you compare that with the Thorn Falcon, what was around a similar time last year, he done first time 1595 and second time 1565. He's a great dog in the kennel. He does everything right. There's no issues with the dog at all. He's having another qualifying trial this weekend, and then we give him a 500. Then he'll go for the maiden Derby first, and then hopefully the Derby. Which,
of course, is the route that you took last year with Thorn Falcon when he went on to win the Derby. So, what questions has Collier Shadow got to answer for you? Is it whether or not he likes Towcester or what he might do under pressure?
I think he definitely likes Towcester. You wouldn't do 1562 if you didn't like Towcester. The thing with it is, what will he do if he's drawn trap forward? What will he do when he's behind? Does he stay strongly enough for Towcester? You see, them 480 dogs, they're normally not sort of suited to Towcester. You need a dog that stays. And will he tick all these boxes? So nobody knows really, but there's the chance you have to take when you buy these dogs. That's what we did last year with Thorn Falcon, and it come off.
So you'd be taking 33-1 about Thorn Falcon before the 25-1 Collier Shadow? Oh yeah,
100%.
Interesting. You've also got, a great supporting team alongside that as well. La Toro is 40-1 chance. Your recent puppy Derby winner, Delish Frankie, is 50-1, and Aussie Captain at 66. I'm guessing you've probably got 1 or 2 others you can tell us about, but would any of those appeal at slightly bigger prices?
Yeah, I think that Delish Frankie is another Greyhound. He's only a July. He never finished out the first 2 in all his career. He won the Puppy Derby, very impressive. He already has a 29.40 at Towcester on his cart, and he was only 17 months old then when he done that. So I think he's a serious dog. He's very determined. He can run for most draws. I really like him. I like a bitch as well, the Fabulous Azura. You know, she's a very good bitch. She is. She beat Tom Falcon fair and square in the first round of the Blue Ribbon. She come off sore that time on the hook. She had a first trial back last week. Hopefully we can crack on with her, and she'd be a massive runner as well, because she starts and she stays.
Okay, a really nice team there. Lofty, I'm going to pick out Delish Frankie of those first of all. I think it's frightening, his ability.
Yeah, I must admit, he looks a real strong runner. I think, as Patrick said, you know, you want a dog who gets to trip and gets to trip more at Toaster, and certainly what I see of him when he won the Puppy Derby at Monmouth. I'll be fair, I think it was probably a slightly lowest, not low standard, but not as good a Puppy Derby as we've seen before at Monmouth. But, you know, look, he was a worthy winner. He led in the final and clocked a flashy time, and he showed what he could do. But as you say, for a dog with a mixed a bit of early pace and stays well, sort of dog you could definitely see sort of qualifying through the rounds at Toaster. Totally agree with Patrick with what he said about Kulabani's Shadow. I mean, I watched his trial the other day, and he looks like he's a bang rails dog. But as you say, put him in a race, what would he do? But he's clearly frighteningly fast. What he's already shown with his 2 trials there, and what he showed in Tralee. You know, the checkbook came out, and he was you know, certainly well bought from that sweepstake round Tralee. And as you say, he's shown it in his first 2 races. In deja vu with last year, you can say, going to go the Thorn Falcon route around the Maiden Derby. You know, he had exactly the same thing last year. 1 race in Tralee, qualifying trials, went unbeaten for the Maiden Derby, then went and won the big one. So it's all there in the book. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it already this year. It's starting to warm up a little bit now. We just say, got to see what the Irish are going to bring over, and that'll be the key when they start appearing in the trial stakes, and you start seeing that, you know, the Graham Holland and the Liam Dowling dogs appearing on the trial sheet, and when they come over, that's when it really starts to get interesting.
Well, and Damien, certainly a couple of interesting runners, at least coming from your kennel, and maybe you can tell us a bit more about how big your team might be. But I want to start first of all with Savannah Hero, who is a 66-1 chance at the moment, but obviously a dog that Kevin Boothby has bought into. He's very keen to do well in the Derby. How good a chance has he got of that?
Well, I took him over for the Puppy Derby at the back end of last year, and I think it was a second race, and he completely missed the traps, and he failed to qualify. But I brought him back for a trial stake a couple of weeks later, and he went around 29, 20, 21 or 22, which showed that he has no issue with the track. He definitely would be my number 1 target for the Derby this year. He's actually scheduled to go in the first round of the Kirby on Saturday night. It's his first race back. We have taken our time. Really, we're looking at the bigger picture, and we're hoping that he can get over a couple of rounds in the Kirby, and it would bring his fitness on, so that we would have him right for the latter stages of the Kirby and then straight into the English Derby. Yeah, he would be the number 1 target. He's a wide running dog. He wants wide, but I don't think he just does get wide at the corner. That would come to his detriment in Toaster. He has good early pace, which is unusual for us. So I'd be hoping that, you know, from a wide draw, that he would show us early and he could clear them up. He definitely would be my number 1 target. Like, he done 29-20 when he was only about 17 months old in the second time around Toaster. So we'd be very hopeful there. We have a couple of other brothers of his too, intending to travel with. Fernandez, he won his race in Shelburne Racing in 20 at 65. He also goes in the Kirby. And an unraced dog called Townview Sid is another brother, but he had a small setback, and we took our time with it. And he's scheduled also to compete in the first round of the Kirby this weekend. So that's 3 little comrades there by Droopy Sydney out of a bit of her own called Foley's View. And then I have another one scheduled to go in the Kirby, which I know in my heart would be ideal for the English Derby around Toaster. She's a bitch called Wide Open. She's an absolutely phenomenal prospect. It's something that we have been always looking out for. She's an inside running bitch and a strong runner. So, you know, listen, it's a big ask. It's her first race on Saturday night in the first round of the Kirby. It's a massive ask. She's practically a September 2020, but the one thing she can do is she can run. And when you can run, you can go a lot of places.
Lofty, how do you price up a September 2020 that hasn't even raced yet? Good luck with that one.
So
Yeah, well, listen,
don't worry about that. I'm sure we'll go through them all and we see them added onto the list. Yeah, but certainly sounds exciting. I say Brendan, well, with that unlock shit. I mean, she was an amazing bitch. I mean, if there's anything like her, it should be quite good fun to watch anyway.
well, I would say she would definitely tick all the same boxes as Unlock, and like that's some statement to come out with for a bitch so young. But having started Unlock and having started Wide Open, there's nothing in it. There's nothing in it. A massive prospect, and I'm just delighted that we have her.
Very exciting indeed. What about the Irish team as a whole, Damien? What are you expecting that to look like? Obviously, at the moment, Susie Sapphire tops the betting. We've also got Explosive Boy up there as well. Do you think they'll come?
Listen, roughly speaking, normally the Irish team would be about 30 or maybe 40 dogs. You know, it's on the numbers front, it may, you know, we may only have about 30% of the actual entries, but the quality would be very good. Now, Susie Sapphire and Explosive Boy, I'd be surprised if Susie Sapphire turned up in Toaster. As for Explosive Boy, I could see him running it. Without a doubt, I could see him running it. Listen, there's some top-class dogs, and as you've alluded to there, that you'll know more this weekend after the first round of the Kirby. But there's a dog there called Two in a Row, which is trained by Pat Kelly in Cork. He would be a phenomenal addition to the Irish team if he was to go for the Toaster English Derby. And then you have another dog called Fiora Chris. They're two dogs that I wouldn't mind having in the back of the van traveling to the English Derby. They have got early pace. They stay in, and they're strong runners. And Patrick has a great team, and there's a lot of great dogs in the UK. I think the betting at 2's on and 6 to 4, I think that's overcautious. You know, to me, the UK team on home ground, you know, they have a lot of top quality dogs, top quality trainers. You know, just look back at the records. Last year it was Patrick, the year before. You know, it's not that easy to travel over and to be successful, you know, but at the same time, you know, I wouldn't be swapping my dogs, but I would love to add Two in a Row to the kennel and Fiora Chris. I think if I had them with me, 2's on may be attractive. Okay,
interesting. We'll keep an eye on those ones as well then. And what about Toaster for the Irish? Because obviously the Irish are yet to win a derby at Toaster, whereas when it went to Nottingham, you were, you know, very successful indeed. Is it an issue for you guys?
No, I don't think it's an issue. I think Patrick's dog took to the track well last year. You know, things fell into line. Listen, it's not an issue. I don't see it as an issue. You know, I think there's been great improvements. I think the chops, I was actually over this week at the sales. I think the chops are not the issue that they were in the past. I do believe you have a good chance out of trap 6 if you are able to make use of the trap. So that myth that you can't win unless you're an inside runner in Toaster, I don't believe that. Going back and forward to Toaster, I think with the COVID not being an issue this year, it may be a lot easier to travel back and forward than it was last year. So that may help. I don't see it as an issue, Julie. Maybe the dogs just weren't good enough to win.
Lofty, how do you see this year's derby? And ultimately, I'm going to ask all three of you to pick a winner at this very, very early stage. We're 3 months away. If you manage to get it, then I'm sure Ben Keith will send something nice in your direction. I shouldn't have said that really. But Lofty, what do you think? Who's going to win?
Oh, don't with me, Julie. I haven't, honestly. That's impossible. That's like trying to ask me what I'll be doing this time in 5 years' time, or you know, what's going to win next week's lottery numbers. You know, I'd rather you ask me that. I'm not going to sit on the fence and go, "Well, Jonathan Hobbs on you," but I seriously could not name a winner at the moment without seeing.
I'll give you £10 for an anti-post bet now. Who would you put it on?
If you gave me a free £10 now for an anti-post bet, a free 10, you're being so generous, Julie.
All right, I'll give you £100.
I would have a very small bet on Bubbly Apache.
Yeah.
Interesting. He runs in the juveniles. So Messiri runs in that. Obviously, that should be a cracking event as well in a couple of weeks' time. So yeah, it'd be my little interest at the moment. But
fair enough. Patrick, you mentioned Kevin Hutton. Who else has caught your eye, be it this side or, you know, from across the Irish Sea?
I think the Bubbly Apache dog did a very good trial last week. There's a few more, you know, like the Freedom dog from Tom Elbourne. He's running well, isn't he? Won the Northern Puppy Derby. And, you know, there'll be some more dogs, but at the end of the day, most of them dogs ain't been round Toaster yet, you know, and I think sometimes Toaster takes a few runs to get the best out of a dog. So we have to see when they're trial and how good they are, really. But no, I don't really know.
If you could add any dog to your kennel, you know, from any trainer, which would it be?
What, in England and Ireland? Or
yeah, any dog.
Any dog. That 2 in a row. I rang up about that, to be honest, but I wouldn't sell it. Yeah.
Okay.
He's a very good.
I think we still need to get 2 in a row in the betting, actually, Lofty, don't we? Oh no, he's in
there.
Stare
at 40, Julie. Stare me in the face at 40. Yeah, there we go.
40 to 1. Wow, there we go. That might be my next lunch post bet. Patrick, if you were going to give your winner 3 months away, I'll give you a £300 as well. Who would you put it on?
You only gave me a tenner, Julie. Come on.
Yeah, I like Patrick.
Tom Falcon.
Tom Falcon. And for you, Damien?
I'd have to shop local. I would put it on Savannah Hero. I don't know what price Lofty's going Savannah Hero. What price are you going, Lofty?
66. We got Damien, I think. There might be a little bit of that coming your way. You've tempted me there. You know he's going to go for it, obviously, with Kevin being part owner, haven't you? So, I mean, and you've kept half of it very shrewd, you'll notice as well. So that must tell a lot too.
I'll have 100 each way with you, Lofty, at 66. Tell that to Ben and I'll square you up when I see
We'll
you.
Sort it out, no problem at all. That's a bet, a struck, right? You've seen that, yeah? No problem.
There we go. He's put his money where his mouth is. In all seriousness, are you looking forward to it, Patrick?
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. That's the best 6 weeks, I think, you know, from Greyhound racing. It's not only the racing, you know, that's great as well, but the social bit, you know, you see all the people there, the Irish people, and it's a great social bit as well, you know, and everybody's so, you know, everybody wants to do well, wants to do it. It's great, the competitiveness, and I think Toaster is the perfect venue to host it. You know, they are so helpful with trials and nothing is a problem. So, yeah, I can't wait to start.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's 6 weeks that we all love. And for you, Damien, when will we see you over this side trialling?
Listen, I'll trial as soon as the Kirby comes to a conclusion, Julie. That would be the intention. Some of my dogs have been round. I would echo Patrick's comments. You know, I don't think you could be round Toaster often enough. That's one thing I have in the back of my mind. You know, you need to be familiar with the circuit. And some of my dogs are already familiar. But as soon as the Kirby winds down for them, I'll intend to go over and give them a couple of trials. It is 6 weeks, the weather, the place, you know, when you pull in, the atmosphere, you know, the camaraderie, everybody's trying to do their best. And you see the best dogs there. And to me, what more do you want? Like, it's not the 6 weeks. You're preparing week in, week out, year in, year out for this event and for it to come to a climax during that 6 week period. It's just brilliant to be a part of it. And I just look forward to it.
I think we all do. I really can't wait. And Lofty, for you too, obviously I'll see you at Toaster every week of the Derby. And you got your dancing shoes ready for a little celebration when we get there?
Don't start again, Julie, getting me to dance. I've done my backing at the moment, moving a mattress yesterday, so I might have to get a fitness up for that.
He's lame. Looking forward to it, though. Looking forward to it very much with all of you guys. Looking forward to seeing you there, and can't wait. Let's get it started. Hopefully this will get people excited as well. Thank you for joining us, and I'll catch up with you all plenty more throughout the Derby, I'm sure. Thank you very much.